Hello everyone, I'm Fun Figure Reviews and I'm back here with another figure review for you guys. And today with the popular vote, we got Spider-Man 2099 and man, I am so happy to be covering this figure. This figure is one amazing figure. I mean, Jesus. Now, before we begin this review, like always, if you like the content I make, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Anyway, with that being said, let's get on with this review. And as you can see, Spider-Man 2099 comes with a bundle of accessories. I mean, 7 pairs of hands, one of which is a magnetic hand, and extra pair of feet, which are magnetic, 2 back plates for different options in terms of what you want. 2 head sculpts, 2 little wing things, and a couple web accessories. I mean, like, it's the whole package for this figure. Mafex knocked it out the box. Literally. If you guys are wondering, yeah, I'm very excited about this figure. That's why I sound so upbeat. But with that being said, let's take a real quick look at this figure as I hit my camera slowly. But there he is. I love this maroon blue that's on this figure. It kind of looks black and it kind of doesn't, right? And like in certain lighting, it looks like shading and like it looks like the comic art when you put it in certain lighting. And I just love that. This figure looks great. This slight shading, if you guys can pick it up in the legs, very slight, not very noticeable unless you're really looking at it, but it's there, you know. Spider symbol, or his spider symbol anyway. It looks great. Man, this figure is so cool. Oh, man. Before he got roided out across the Spider-Verse anymore. Of course, you know, this is his look before he got roided out. But, yeah. Alright, now let's get right onto his accessories. And first up, we're going to cover his head sculpts. And he comes with 2 different head sculpts. Alright. He comes with a slightly more angry expression in his mask and like an angry and he's taking off his mask. I like this expression a lot. I might use it like to make him look like he's eating something angrily. I don't know. This is also pretty good to make it look like he's getting serious. Both are great overall. Man, this looks so killer. I swear to God. He comes with 2 web wings, right? As you can see. These are slightly more wide open and these are slightly more narrow. Now for me, I think the more wide open are the best. From my testing, like they just look more natural in a more kind of gliding pose. Now his webs are the same Mafex webs we usually get. Of course, they're different than the comic book Spider-Man because those are kind of white. These are more of a ghastly kind of bluish grayish, as you can see. Not exactly like the Tobey Maguire, but you know, still there. Pretty cool. Next up, we got 2 long webs. If my computer would like to focus today, my video recorder anyway. And these look great, right? Standard that you get from Mafex, but I just love the color that's on them. They look so fantastic. And of course, 2 web swinging accessories. Looking great as always. Now let's move right on to his hands. And first up, we got his magnetic hands. Alright? Look at that. That looks so damn cool. And I like how they added those like little tips at the end, as you can see. Because if you don't know, Spider-Man 2099 doesn't crawl up walls like traditional Spider-Man. He actually has claws at the tips of his fingertips that actually help him grip onto surfaces. I'm sure you guys already noticed from Across the Spider-Verse, but for those of you who actually read the comics, you guys know what I'm talking about. Which is super cool. 2 pairs of magnetic feet, or a pair of magnetic feet anyway. You see, magnets on the back. Nothing really special about this, but the color does look nice. A more sprayed out hand in the other one, as you can see. The claws are there. Looks really, really cool. More relaxed hand. These look great. And kind of sprayed out hand with more of a like curvature to the fingers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these hands yet, but I'll figure it out as I go. You know, always new possibilities with these figures. It's what I love about Mafex. All right, sprayed out, kind of the same as the wall crawling ones, just without the magnet. Next up, we got his karate chopping hands. I didn't know Miguel O'Hara was in the Karate Kid, but hey, you can always be surprised, am I right? And of course, holding on to his web swinging hands, right? These are what you're going to use for web swinging. You can also use it for giving thumbs up. Now onto his back accessories, right? So you got these. They look really, really cool, right? These can spread out so you can get it to make it look more dynamic, which is really, really cool. And this one's just wider overall, right? And if you're wondering, you kind of just, I like to bring the arms up as I find that helps when doing this. And you just kind of wiggle it out. Be very gentle, right? And these three ports go into these three holes right here, right? And that's basically how you change them out. Now, for me, my favorite is this one, but for this, but for the sake of the review, I'm going to keep it with his stock, like what he came with in stock. So, you know, but yeah. That's how you do that if you were wondering, but be very, very gentle, okay? Because at the end of the day, these are like $100 figures we're dealing with, and we don't want to break it. But yeah, really nice detailing in the web cape, as you can see. A lot of texturing, looks really, really good. I like how they put this ball joint and hinge. It gives it a lot more range of motion, as you can see. Makes it very, very dynamic, which is always great to have with any Spider-Man figure ever, right? Now, let's move on to some comparisons, because he looks great next to some Mafex figures, right? And let's bring SH Figure Arts Deadpool over here, right? He looks good next to them. Deadpool being a little bit taller than him, of course. Let's get, oh crap, move the camera. Alright, let's get Phoenix and Venom from Marvel Legends. If Venom actually wants to stand. Come on, Venom. There we go. They look pretty good together, as you can see. He probably won't fit in too well for Marvel Legends, but you can try to fudge it. You know, you never know. You never really know. And of course, the two SH Figure Arts. There we go. And they look really good together. He's going to fit in great with SH Figure Arts. I'm going to be honest. I mean, like, Jesus, that looks great. And for our last comparison, I just had to. I'm sorry. We got Bendy. All right. There they are. They look great. The two reviews this week, Bendy and Spider-Man 2099. Now, with the comparisons out of the way, let's get on to the articulation because, well, he's on the stock body for most Spider-Man figures for Mafex, but I don't know, something feels different. This figure just feels better than the other ones, in my opinion. I don't know, but it feels great to mess around with. So, starting off, he has a dumbbell joint, or double ball peg, I guess you can say, but I don't know. It's kind of like curved like this, like that, right? But yeah, you can look up about that much without the neck, right? Down about this much, and then with the neck joint, right? More side to side, back. He can go back about that much. Let me move the camera back a little bit. There we go. All right. He can look down about this much. He can move his arms all the way around, bring them up, so he has no problem doing a T-pose. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. As you can see, pretty good range. Pretty good range. Peg, right? His wrist can go all the way around, up and down, pretty much any which way you'd want. It's more or less a universal joint, right? And in terms of how you can move it. Butterfly joints work great, as you can see. Great range. He looks a lot more, or a little bit darker and a little bit more vibrant on the camera. But the colors are a little bit more saturated in actual hand, I guess. Like, I don't know how to say it, but like the camera is definitely making it look a little bit darker and more vibrant. But it's more of a maroon than black in actual hand, you know, which is still great. For his torso, let's move that out of the way. Go back about that much. He can, I guess, go forward about this much, right? Not much movement. Of course, if you combine it with the waist joint, there's a ton more, right? He can go side to side, but my figure is really stiff and I haven't warmed it up like that yet. So I'm not really going to force it. You know, I don't want to break it at the end of the day. But he can go side to side with the waist joint. He can also turn. It's pretty good. Waist joint always adds so much. Drop down hips, as you can see. Without the drop down hips, he kicks about that far. With the drop down hips, he kicks about that far. So definitely a big difference. Pretty good. Pretty good. Double jointed knees. Thigh swivel. Feet can go up and down, toe joint, ankle rockers, everything you really want. Everything you really want in this figure. And this figure feels great to mess around with, by the way, if I haven't said that again. Oh, man, Mafex really killed it with this release. They've been killing it recently so far from what I've been saying, but man, this figure really just... This is definitely going to be my top 10 list for the end of the year. This is going to be really hard to make. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be so damn hard to make. Jesus. Mafex, why are you making this so difficult for me right now? Let's bring the camera up a little bit. There we go. Alright, and that's it for articulation. Now let's move on to the posing portion so I can show you what he can do. Hello everyone, welcome to the posing portion of this video, and as you're going to see throughout these poses, this figure poses like a charm. I've had no real issues with this figure. I haven't even had to heat it up much, at all. This figure is great and looks amazing in almost every pose. It's just so good looking. I can't really have anything bad to say, even if I tried. Anyway, back to the rest of the video. Alright everyone, welcome to the final review portion of this video, and oh my god, this figure, oh man, this figure is great. This figure is so good. Man, Mafex killed it. If I had any gripes, you know, I do kind of don't like how tight this is, but of course with shipping, things get tighter because of different climates. I can excuse that. Of course, they're still using the same body type as they do for the rest of their Spider-Man. I do hope they change it up a little bit, but for now, this is decent. It gets all the points of articulation you want very well without messing up the sculpt, so it's fine by me, honestly. But honestly, if I'm going to rate this figure out of 10, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I don't really see anything wrong or anything substantial I'd actually complain about. It just looks great in every pose. It looks great in a vanilla pose. It looks great no matter what. The articulation is always killer. That's standard for Mafex. The sculpt, the paintwork, it's just all premium. I mean, you can't really complain with this figure. Maybe about the shade of blue, because it's a very dark maroon blue. But I think that adds to it. I really think that adds to it. It really makes it look kind of like this when you're in a dark room and you put a light on top of the figure. It kind of looks like this sometimes, and it kind of doesn't. Of course, the blue would be a little bit darker, but you get what I'm trying to say. It looks great overall because of the color they use, and honestly, it's just great. I have no real, like I said, I have no real things to complain about. So for me, I will have to give this figure a 10 out of 10. This figure is just so damn fun to mess around with. I have not been able to put this down. Like, this figure is great. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Pick it up if you can. It's definitely worth it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's review. Have a great rest of your day. See you later. Bye.